Thank you. And then, oh, I'll be so good with all of this technology, but all right. So as usual, we start with updates. Give brief report about what's happening in our ward this month. The community will be given the chance to ask questions later. So at exactly 7:20, our guest speakers, Councillor McLean and our new parking director, Jessica Chapini, will come in and do their presentation. And then at exactly 7:50, or depends on how short or long their presentation, we can start the Q&A later, earlier, and that Q&A would be for the three of us, right? At exactly 8 o'clock, this meeting will end. I respect your time. I would honor your time. I ask for 1 hour, and we will finish at exactly 8 o'clock. So for updates, the City Hall updates, we have 54 phone calls, 42 email, 18 Facebook messages, 16 in-person meetings. This happened during coming with me and some of our prison captains. We resolved 24 projects since December 2023. It's a busy month this month because of the start of the year. For our CAB update number 4, our CAB representative Sandy Anschwitz just sent me a report via messenger because she had an important meeting today. Said, Coco, I can't come. I'm sorry. The only CAB update is that there have been some representatives changes due to the newly elected councillors, and others are stepping down. So we had to nominate a new chair and vice chair. And our grant interviews will happen in February. So that's the update for our Ward 3 CAB representative. For park updates, I will turn it over to our prison captain for precinct 1, Sue Walker. I'll go back with Kylie later. Sue?
Okay, so for Goldfish Pond Park, there's been really no activity except for the fact that there was an inquiry about skating at the park. And obviously, based on the photo, historically, people have skated there. So people can skate there now as long as they're careful. The water is not that deep. So basically, it's kind of a be careful, but you're allowed to do it kind of thing. Um, at Clark Park, we had a pickleball game at night. That's not, it's not going to be an everyday thing. It was just a one-time event. So we don't want the neighbors to get nervous that they're going to be playing every night. So it was just that one-time thing. And there's been no activity at the Williams Ave Park. Did I miss anything, Coco?
Yep. Next one, Fayette Fire Station
Oh
update.
yeah, the Fayette Fire Station renovation. So Coco and the mayor have been talking about it. And oh, I forgot to give the Eastland Little League update for Clark.
For Clark Park, yes.
Yeah, they're going to be using that soon. So they're going to be using the park for baseball. Okay, now on to the Fayette Fire Station update, which is that it's going to be renovated, and the mayor and Coco and Obed are going to be talking about it in a joint effort to get that renovated.
Right. Thank you, Sue. I
Well,
removed the slide presentation because it's just hard to approve people coming in and at the same time.
okay.
We have updates, new updates, fresh update just today from for Kylie Park update. So a lot of people were wondering about the updates for Kylie Park. The projected completion would be November 30 of this year. Due to soil condition, it went to 2.2 million over budget. Due to budget restraint, building will stay but will be renovated. So remember the old design, they have to demolish that old century-old building. People were divided because they love that building, but at the same time, others are proposing to build a new one. Because of the million over budget, they will keep the building, but they would renovate the inside, plumbing, electrical walls, etc. So it's a win-win, I think, to a lot of people. After value engineering, the overall project will now be a demolition of existing playground, build a new playground next to splash pad. So if you look at the slides, it will move from the old to the new one. There'll be significant simplified landscape of the old playground, more like a picnic area for families. And the Little League will continue. So there's another important information here because there's a lot of misinformation out there. The Little League will continue at Cali Park, but there will be temporary fencing. So they will make sure that if the construction is ongoing, they will secure an area for the kids to continue and the fans and the families to continue supporting. The rest of the recommendation from the Cali Park Task Force will stay, like the new walkway from splash pad area to the old playground, among others. We will reach out to Lihi for plants because some people also want to beautify the area. More detailed report will be posted on the Cali Park Task Force group page. So if you're not a member of this task force, unfortunately, this is your only information. You can screenshot this one or you can email me for the detailed information. I can do that as well. I will post the detailed information if you're a member of the Cali Park Task Force to the Facebook Cali Park Task Force group page, which is a secret group page for now. For the Lynn City Council committees, you probably saw this in my newsletter. As your Ward 3 councillor, most of my committees stays the same. I'm still the chair of the Utilities Committee and members of 14 other subcommittees. So there's 3 new added committees given to me. For this year, I was elected by my colleagues as the representative of the City Council to the Lynn Water Commission. This is the position used to be represented with Councillor Colucci of Ward 4. Since he retired as a councillor, I'm now the representative of the City Council to the Commission. I'm new to this. I'm still learning. So I have a lot of meetings from staff of Lynn Water and some of the commission members of Lynn Water. Kings Beach update. So I joined Lynn and Swampscott officials with our state delegation. We met with Secretary Rebecca Tepper, and we just brainstormed and really talked about the need from our state delegation and our state the governor basically and her team to really support Kings Beach. The good thing with the Jared Nicholson administration is they've created a website specific for Kings Beach. This website has always been updated for any news, any conversation or meetings. All you have to do is to go to kingsbeachma.com and everything is there. The next update and report is the Brickett Lewis update. I know Shanna is here. Shanna, can I put you in the spotlight? And can you just give us a quick update?
Yes. Hi. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Shanna. Thank you.
Happy Wednesday. Thank you. It's just a quick update. Just many thanks to Coco and to the PTO and to the Cultural Council because we were approved. So we've got $1,200 to go towards beautifying the parking lot. That includes soil amendment, 2 pollinator gardens. There'll be a sunflower garden, pumpkin patch. We're going to have some solar water features. And then we're all just going to work very hard to make sure it stays clean and safe and pretty. That's it.
I am so excited with this. And Ken, are you here? Is Ken here? Okay. So, to those who are not familiar, this is a success story. Like everything we've heard about Brickett neighborhood, now the neighborhood basically embracing this and being proactive with this. Peter and we drove to Brickett a while ago. Ken is the apartment manager of that building. I invited him to attend so he can also give updates to what they're doing in that building. As you can see, there's some renovation happening. They're really pouring out all of their energy to make this building as presentable as possible. And according to him, in my conversation with him, majority of those people that we have issues before don't live there anymore. And so they're renovating the place, make it beautiful, and invite more tenants in the future. So that's a bird's eye view according to the explanation he said. So that's Brickit. Thank you so much, Shanna. We have, like what I said, 24 projects. I don't want to enumerate them. If you're active with our social media accounts, it's all listed there. Every month we highlight a Ward 3 business. This month we highlight Salem Laundry Company. They're located on Essex Street. So a lot of people don't know that it exists in the area because of the name, but yep, it's been there for a while. It's a Ward 3 institution. We also have a new center. It's located in Ward 3, but if you look at the poster, the address is Swampscott, which is really interesting because they are like a house away from the border of Lynn and Swampscott. They could not. It's a Lynn teen center, and I invited JR, who will talk to us more about this center. JR.
Hey everybody, how's everyone doing? Yes, so I am the head coordinator of the teen center over in Lynn, technically Swampscott, but it's for our students here in Lynn. We are in 17 Columbia Street. It's basically a center where kids can come by if they need homework help, if they need college help, career readiness, just anything in the nature of helping out high schoolers in any way possible. We're trying to help them find a safe space, a safe area where they can come by, hang out with their friends. We provide free food, free transportation. We go on field trips almost every month. So it's overall it's been a success. We've been open since November 1st. Slowly the numbers have been increasing every week, but it is slowly growing into something that I've been proud of, and LEAP as an organization has been proud of. So if you guys have any high school kids, or you guys have any students or anything that you guys are associated with, we do provide free transportation. Like I said, if you ever have issues with getting to the center and getting back home, and anything that they possibly need help with, I'm here, our associate is here, and our whole team is pretty actively involved in our teen center for right now. But thank you, Coco, for having me, and thank you guys.
JR, you are amazing. So I'm also having a conversation with them, having a possibility of bringing some of their youth to volunteer in some of Ward 3 events. We have residents, especially who are seniors, who could not help them, especially during snowstorm or any other ways that the kids could help. These are an ongoing conversation. I'm just excited that they are located technically in our ward. So if you know where Montesi is, it's that building in that corner. They're basically behind that building. So it's Columbia Street. It's basically Ward 3, and just that line is just weird that they are now Swampscott. So thank you, JR. I will look forward to visit your office soon.
Of course, we look forward to having you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Reminders, bait box available. Just email ISD online. There is a project, an ongoing project. I think it concluded a month ago in Ward 6. I could talk to you more on that during our next meeting. I just don't have the details, but according to Councillor Fred Hogan, it was a successful study, and they are now looking of implementing that to the whole city. So more on that soon, but for now, just bait them if you have problems with rats in your area. If you are active with our social media, I'm honored to say that our Facebook page have now reached 5,000 members. So it's also good because it's also a resource not only for Ward 3 residents, but a resource for a lot of people outside of our ward. We post a lot of information there, not only specific to our ward. And again, thank you for Councillor Matul for this beautiful poster. Please clean your fire hydrants. We have a responsibility. If you see that and it's still covered with snow, clean it. How to reach me? Just very quick. Virtual neighborhood meetings happens every quarter. So it's not a monthly meeting, just FYI, it's quarterly. But our in-person neighborhood meetings again, in-person neighborhood meetings are happening everywhere on a case-to-case basis, or as a need arises, from Goldfish Pond to Kings Beach Tower to Brickett Lewis neighborhood to Old Marshall, Kylie area, Clark area. It's happening. We're planning to have a joint neighborhood meetings. This is something new, so I like anything new. So I have conversation with Councilor Matul of Ward 2 and Councilor Natasha Meji Madri of Ward 4. Since our ward is all connected with this both wards, a lot of streets in our ward are shared with residents of Ward 2 and Ward 4. So what we're planning to do in the future is to have a joint neighborhood meeting, right? Somebody complained about a pothole, but it's technically near Ward 3, but it's part of Ward 2. So those little things, it's just weird, and it's important to have good relationship with councilors with neighboring councilors. And that will start with our Fayette fire station, where Councilor Matul and I will have joint meeting, because that fire station is located in Ward 3, but the neighbors across the street are already residents of Ward 2. So it's important for us to have that joint meeting, so both residents will be taken care of. Again, email is cocoalinsug@yahoo.com, and also my city email is there, and my phone number and our council page. Please screenshot this now, so you don't have to write it, screenshot it, so you'll have the email address of all the precinct captains and also their phone numbers. So if you're comfortable calling them or emailing them, Sue has a very good relationship with her neighbors, so they are comfortable emailing her, and then Sue will reach out to me. That works too. Whatever works for you guys. All right, perfect. I ended at 7:21. For my report, I would like to introduce our first speaker. I invited Councilor Nicole McLean to do just a quick intro and just presentation about her, because she is an at-large councilor, which means she has jurisdiction of our ward. So you're familiar with Councilor Lapierre, Councilor Field, Councilor Net. They've attended our meetings in the past, but since Councilor McLean is the new councilor at large, she is somebody that could take care of our ward in case I'm not here or going somewhere. So Councilor McLean, take it away.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I hope everybody had a good day today. As Coco said, I am Nicole McLean, the newest counselor at large in the city. And I wanted to just say hello, reach out to you guys, and also give you some information about how to contact me. You can call me on the phone or text me. Texting is the best way to reach me, actually. 781-315-2077. I will put it in the chat. Also, my email is nicoleforlin.com at gmail.com. So I'll put that in the chat as well. I am on Facebook and also Instagram. My Facebook would be Nicole McLean, Counselor at Large, Lynn. And my Instagram is Councilwoman McLean on Instagram. I have been in this seat since April 25th of last year. And since that time, I have been able to create the task force on adolescence, which I'm very proud of. And I was just this morning speaking with JR and the LEAP organization online through I believe she's the executive director, Linda. And I intend to visit their facility soon and coordinate with them as well with this task force on adolescence. And this task force is an instrument to better serve our youth and our young adults in the city, and to give them a clear or a more clear handle on the resources that we have in our city. We have a lot of resources already in place. LISOA, Boys and Girls Club, Girls Inc., Raw Artworks, just to name a few. So this task force will be collecting their resources and making it an easy place to distribute those resources, and in a place where our young adults can come in and find out about those resources. I'm hoping that when all this is said and done, the council, because it'll be a council eventually, and they will be under the public health department, where Lisa Tobin is the director of that department. I spoke with her yesterday or a couple of days ago, and she's very receptive to having the Council on Adolescents under her department, which I was very excited to hear. And I think that will give us some flexibility in a space to have mentorship pairings, mentorship pairing events, to have interviewing practice types of events for our youth and young adults, and a great place where they can just come and get their summer job applications and know an actual area where our youth and young adults can come to receive resources and to get ideas about, or help with just navigating life. So that's what the Task Force on Adolescence is all about, and that's why I created it. Another one of my agenda items for the city would be to revitalize our downtown. And I know that's a long commitment, but I would love to see our downtown have more parking, for our downtown to be more walkable and beautiful, and an area where our residents want to come and, spend their money and spend some time. So I would love to take some time to talk to our business owners that are down there and really try to get them to take more pride in their shops and to take more pride in their businesses and to make them more inviting to our residents. So that's something I plan to work on with the Ward 4 Councilor, Natasha. We spoke about taking a walk downtown and talking to the businesses. So that's one of the initiatives that I plan to really start, working on, and meeting with Lynn Main Streets to more than likely Lynn Main Streets could help with entrepreneurial classes and helping those business owners down there to better understand how to present their products and their services in a more welcoming way to residents. So those are some of the initiatives that I plan to tackle. I'm not going to name them all because there's a lot. It's a long list. But if you have any questions for me, or if you have any ideas that you would like to run past me, any initiatives that you would like to start, I would love to, meet with Coco, and see if we can, get something going for Ward 3. Thank you, Coco, for inviting me tonight, and I won't hold you too long. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much, Counselor. I hope you could stay because we'll have Q&A after for
Okay.
three of us. It's a combo Q&A. Thank you, Counselor McLean. I would like to acknowledge our prison captain, Sandy Corneau, who's here, and also our commissioner from the Disability Commission, Rochelle Williams. Thank you for coming. My husband Peter's here too, who is the Ward 3 chair of the Lynn Dem. So if you're very political and he's the one in charge with our ward, you can talk to him and he'll be glad to discuss to you about ways and how to get involved. Our next speaker, duly appointed parking director, Jessica Chiappini. Take it away, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. I am the new parking director for the city of Lynn. I've been on since October, and Coco asked me to join your meeting, and I'm here basically
can I
to
stop you real
talk
quick?
about resident permit parking, because that's most of the emails that I get forwarded to me from Coco.
Jess, Jess, hold on a second.
Yes.
You sound like you're drunk.
Can you hear me here?
Yeah, hold on. Your voice is very
She's lagging.
yeah, it's like there's like a delay there. So let's figure this out before you continue. So guys,
Okay,
raise
so
your
I'm
hand
on-
if you heard what I heard.
You had a very bad connection, Jessica.
Yeah, you
Okay, are
did.
you-
Yeah, it was
How
rough.
How about
Coco,
now?
I wonder if it's because
It's
she's
still-
been there twice.
Still like in and out, so you're getting like pieces of words and
So
Yeah,
is there
Heidi
any way that
Maguire,
you can
I saw you.
disconnect, Coco?
Huh?
Coco, can you disconnect me from the laptop, the first entry that I came in?
Okay. Let me do that now.
Yeah, I got it.
Remove. Okay. Submit.
Does that sound better?
Oh,
Perfect.
yes.
Yes, way better. There
Okay,
you go.
okay.
Take it
I'm
away.
not drunk. So I'll start over again. So my name is Jessica. I am the newly appointed parking director. I've been on since October. I came on to talk about resident permitted parking because that's most of the emails that I get from Coco. Resident parking has gone digital. This is something that was put in place before I came on. It was left on my desk to continue. Resident parking going digital means that you now have
Jess, it's happening
We're
again.
losing you again.
your license plate.
This is even worse.
Have license plate readers that will be able to ride by and read the license plates that are registered in on those
Jess,
particular
this is
streets.
Coco.
This is not a new system. It's not a new resident.
Jess, you
You're
need
losing
to,
me again? Okay.
yes, you need to like, can you log
Is it
out?
because I'm talking too fast, do you think?
No, not at all. I talk faster than you. So you log out and log in
I'm
again.
here.
Or
You,
maybe there's multiple people on her Wi-Fi.
that's
Can you hear me?
another thing.
Oh, God.
Just log
Yep,
out and then log in again. Just
let me
use
try.
this one.
Okay, I'll do it right now.
Okay, take your time. Don't rush. While waiting for you, I would ask Nicole McLean to give us a song number. I
A
heard
song.
good singer.
Coco, you could sing.
Oh!
Yeah, that sounds good. Sing.
Don't put me in spotlight, Sandy. Please
Sing
don't.
song.
Hello, my friend.
I knew he would.
Very nice.
Uh,
He loves them.
Definitely.
what did you say?
You love it.
You love the spotlight.
I there you go. I bought this for $6.99.
Of course you did. Sure.
Okay. So how's everyone? Any questions for Nicole and me while waiting for Jessica? Any clarification from those slides?
No, but I have a question for JR if he's still there.
JR is here. JR, go ahead. Go, Sandy.
Hi, JR. My name is Sandy. I'm the precinct captain over here near Goldfish Pond. I have several seniors in my neighborhood that often need help with landscaping, snow removal, and things like that. Would it be okay for me to email you and reach out to see if there were any students that might be interested in making a few extra dollars?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so in the chat, I put down my email as well. If you do have any students that are just looking for opportunities and ways, and I mean, let me rephrase that. I have students that are always looking for opportunities and ways to kind of, establish themselves in the community and find ways to make a little bit of money if they need to. Of course, a lot of my students are freshmen and sophomores, so a lot of them can't
That's
legally
fine.
work yet. But any
But they
opportunities
can
that are
make a few
available,
bucks under the table.
Yeah,
hey,
if they can't make it, JR will do it.
Well, because
I mean, hey,
because
as
JR,
long as
I am now I'm now 60 years old and I'm shoveling all these seniors' properties and landscaping, and it's getting to be too much. So they're happy
I
to pay people, but we can't find people.
Hey, I have tons of boys in here that are just dying to do something physical. Play
Yeah,
something, do something. So
perfect.
you know, and the beautiful thing about here is that all the kids are very respectable, and they all, you know, if whenever I ask them for a favor to do something, I'm sure they always say yes. So
JR, we'll
e-
take we'll reach out to you and we'll
email
inform
me,
you that.
please. Email me
Sandy, I
and I'll
have
get back to you.
JR's contact info. Right. Thank you guys.
Excellent.
Jessica,
Thank you.
take two.
Of course.
Okay, I'm back. So is this better? Can you hear me?
Better, yes.
Yeah.
For
Okay,
now.
So, okay, so I've been on as director since October. I'm implementing this resident parking permit policy that has gone digital. So residents are required to go online, set up an account, register their cars, buy their license plates. We have license plate readers that we will be using that will be able to enforce the license plate registration, the license plates that have been entered into the permitted portal. I guess let me just give some more information about the system itself. So each resident is allowed to register up to 4 vehicles per household. There is a fee, a $20 per automobile registration fee. Each household is also allowed 2 visitor passes. Those passes will expire after a week. They can just go back in, and if the person stays longer than that time, they can just put in the license plate again. There's no fee for the visitor parking passes. And if one of the biggest concerns that I get is, well, what if someone just stops over? For something that's a very short visit, you're not required to register the vehicle. We're just more concerned with visitors that are staying overnight or longer than a couple of days. So I think that's basically it about the new system. Most people are aware of it. I tell people if they have questions, they can call, they can email. If they're having problems with it, they can call us. We can help them over the phone. They can come into the office. We can process the application for them. And I think that's basically it with the new system. I can be contacted at City Hall by phone at 598-4000 extension 1815, or email jchapini@linmass.gov. Coco has my contact information, and I don't mind that he shares it.
Thank you. Or those are a lot of information. You can just email me and I'll take care of it.
And if anyone has any question, they can always just reach out or give me a call. I don't have any problem answering any questions.
And that one I know. So Jess, any updates from your department? I heard there's a lot of things that you're looking at in the future, or not implemented yet, or things that needs to be done. Can you just give us just bullet points there?
So in the future, so when I came on, we had very limited parking meters that were working. The majority of all our parking meters are working. Maybe I think a handful, which we're going to hopefully replace. As far as new things, I'm hoping to get a kiosk that people can just come and enter and do any business that they need to do in any portals throughout the city. I'm hoping to have a kiosk that they'll be able just to do like a one-stop shop. And if they have business at the collectors, the assessors, ISD, if we can get that to happen. We have the parking department is also in charge of 5 city lots, downtown lots, that I'm hoping to do some work in as far as the appearance there. making it just more appealing to use, so people aren't scared to park in the city lots, adding lights. That's similar to what you're doing at the Brickett School lot.
Thank you. Let's open this for Q&A. Any questions? If you could raise your hand so we can do this in order. You can also ask me or Councilor Nicole McLean. Rochelle, it's you.
Hi,
You
good
have to
evening.
unmute.
Thank you,
Okay, go.
Jessica, for joining us.
Hello.
I have a question related to parking.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you for explaining how the new system works. I'm a little bit more curious about if you could take us through the steps for reporting and enforcement. What should a resident do if they notice that there is a vehicle that is not, doesn't have resident, well, we won't have no way of knowing personally. I kind of know, but let me be honest. I do know that you're not supposed to be there, but how would I go about reporting, and tell me about what happens once it gets reported in the enforcement process, if you could, please.
So this is the thing. Not every street is resident parking. There's
I'm just
only
residential parking only streets.
Okay, so resident parking only streets, it's not your job to know if somebody's there that's not supposed to be there. It's our jobs. And if you feel as though there is a car or cars or you can't find parking on your street, you can call parking department and say, I live on such and such street. I don't have any parking. There's an issue here. We will then send down our enforcement officers, which during the day we have 4. Residential parking is mostly enforced in the evenings because that's when people are home, right? We have two enforcement officers that work the city from 4 to 12 and 4 that work overnight. So those complaints can come through either telephone or by email.
And the phone number for that?
Did I answer your question?
Is there a direct?
Can you hear me, Rochelle?
I can hear
Yes,
you.
we can hear you.
So it's 5, you can call, yep, it's the 598-1815. And there is a voicemail that's set up. There is a voicemail set up for after hours. We also have an emergency line that the police have and the counselors have.
Is this the same line that a resident would use if they were concerned? For example, if there is a parking ban, person lives on a dead-end terrace that is residential parking only, and everyone escapes to the terrace to park. Is that the same number that we would use to call to report that? I know COCO is very, very helpful, but eventually, well, contacting COCO to help resolve or help enforce parking bans or those type of parking issues. I'm just trying to collect information.
Yeah, that's
on
not
who the
feasible.
resident should.
Yeah, that's okay. So I'm going to give you that phone number again. I'm always going to give you that phone number. I'm going to tell you this, which I didn't disclose the last storm that we had, but this is something that I've tried since I've been in position. I did, because my staff is considered essential workers. So we have to go in when there's a storm, right? I did leave a clerical person there to answer the phone. I didn't advertise that because I didn't want people just to be calling and calling and calling. But I did have somebody, and I plan on to do that going forward, to have someone that, while we're out ticketing and towing for snow removal, I plan on having someone there to look at the emails that are being sent and answer the phone. I think on the night that the snow ban went into effect, I think we got 5 calls. And those people were surprised that somebody actually answered the phone. But I did have someone there, and I do plan on having somebody in the office while we're out ticketing, towing, to answer or to respond to calls that come in.
That's good to know. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you, Jess. Any question? If you are not comfortable asking a question, chat will be good too. I received a chat from Amanda about the Kings Beach website. A good catch, Amanda. Thank you so much. I will talk to the mayor and his staff and see what other updates has been done, and or our update with the secretary should be added there, so the community would be informed. Also, I'll be joining the Lynn Water Sewer Commission as a commissioner. So I'll make sure that your voice will be delegated there, and I'll make sure that there will be also updates coming from the Lynn and Water Sewer. So if you don't tell me, I would not know. So this is very important. So thank you, Amanda. Any questions, guys? Treva. Or Treva, I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Hi, it's
Take it away.
Treva. Thank you.
Treva.
So, I'm a resident of Ward 2, but Coco, you had so graciously said I could come in to ask
Of
Jessica a
course.
question.
Your
So
counselor's here too, so.
yes, hi. I live on a street that doesn't have resident parking, like we just can park. But my daughters go to Shoemaker. And so I often have to park at Shoemaker, but it's resident parking only. So how does that work if I need to, park, go in, if there's a concert and I'm there for a few hours, am I going to get a ticket I live here in Lynn. It's just that I have one daughter who's autistic and my youngest has cancer. So they have the supports that they need at Shoemaker.
This
So,
is a huge hot topic at that school. I'm gonna just be honest. So this school has resident parking around it. The
mhm.
neighbors don't want parents or teachers parking in front of their houses. I don't want parents to park there when they're not supposed to park there either. However, I am not going to ticket our educators that are teaching our kids. I ask them to either, as long as they're not blocking a driveway, blocking a suburban mailbox that is out on the curb, or blocking a stairway, I ask the residents to please just be patient, right? Because if the teachers are there and they're not blocking the residents' entrance to the house, I can't ticket teachers. Like, I just don't feel comfortable doing that. I ask that the school be respectful of the residents there, just like I ask you as a parent to go there. If you're going there for whatever reason, just be mindful of where you're parking. We do allow parking at Gaudi Park, which is across the street. And the fire station allows for parking behind there. There are some spaces there that they let parents and teachers park. But
Well, my other question.
we don't usually, that's okay, I'm sorry. We don't usually ticket there during school hours for resident parking, unless we get a call and you're clearly blocking a resident's driveway or staircase or mailbox.
Understandable. And the only reason I don't park at Gaudi or one of those is that my youngest who has cancer, she has a handicap placard because she has neuropathy and can't really walk. And there's only 2 handicap spots at Shoemaker. One is taken by someone who works there, and another one, grandparents usually, like, they show up at like 12 o'clock and sit there for hours. So there's no real like handicap parking either. So, I get there as early as I can, but it's just, I know Shoemaker is hard, but I would never block someone's driveway or stairwell or anything like that. So I understand. I just was worried that we would get ticketed. And I knew that,
Have you ever been ticketed?
No, but I didn't really know how this resident parking worked before I saw all this stuff about it going digital. And I know that you've worked with that. I work at Pickering as well. I'm on a leave to take care of my daughter right now, but I know you've worked with Pickering because we've had issues with parking too. So, with the teachers. So I know, you guys aren't looking to just ticket everyone, but I just, I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah. Listen, I try to be very, I'm trying to make the parking department very customer resident friendly. I want to respect any street that has resident parking. But again, I just don't think that it's right that we ticket our educators. And none of our schools have parking. They just don't. The teachers don't have parking. The parents don't have parking. We just all kind of have to be respectful of each other. If you came to me and you were like, Jessica, I ran in, I got a ticket, and it was, we would work with you. Like, I try to be very, you know, unless it's a blatant violation where you just clearly block somebody's driveway, then that's kind of like unexcusable.
And that happens a lot of times too. So people are blocking people's driveways. So Trevor, you got your answer. Also, you can also continue having this conversation with Jess. She answers my calls even at 11 p.m. So I know it's
And
not
I would listen. I welcome any resident if they have any question, any complaint, anything. Send me an email. I'm responsive to my emails. I try to get to them within 24 hours. If I can't get to them, I make sure that one of my staff responds to them. And I don't care if you just want to vent about an issue that's going on with parking. I want to hear.
Thank you. Any question? Yes, Peter.
Hello?
Yep, we can
Am I
hear you.
unmuted? Okay. How can people get their street to be a resident parking only?
So there's a process that you have to go to. You have to basically have a petition signed with residents on the street. And then you would submit that request to the traffic commission. That would then, they say to go to the ward counselor, and then the ward counselor would bring it to traffic commission. And most times they ask for the residents and the counselor to come before traffic commission and give the reason of why the street needs to be residential parking only. And that's how it is put into place. Then, you know, there's a vote. Traffic commission votes on it. And then it either is approved and it happens, or it's not. In the same way that a street can request it, they can also request to have it removed.
Right, same process. It's like reverse
Right.
removal. I get this question all the time, and I always tell people that are the one thing to do it is to get your neighbors sign the petition. You can write the petition, address to the traffic commission, get at least 80% of all the neighbors that lived in the area. And it's not, again, I would like to reiterate this, it's not the counselor or the ward counselor's decision or job to approve a resident parking. There's an independent group body called the Parking Traffic Commission. They are composed of the parking department, DPW, Lynn Police, and a representative of the community. So they're the one that makes the decision, that makes that vote. We appear, including me, if I strongly believe that your street needs to be a resident parking plus the 80% signatures coming from your street, then we will all appear in their meeting and provide and convince them, that's the word, convince them to approve it or not. They also have a lot of factors to see. They will look at the traffic history, especially Lynn Police will see if it's really needed or not. They're also very important there. Rochelle?
Yeah, we went through this process for Rita Terrace because we were having issues with Jackson Street residents always parking on the terrace. And for us, there's only 2 houses, so it was pretty easy to kind of get on the same page, file the petition. But the process was, I don't want to say intense, but it is a formal process. We had to secure the petition. We had to go before the parking commission. We brought all the pictures and calls and logs and videos and stuff all printed out so that we could prepare our case for why we thought resident parking should be there. They had a formal public hearing where people could come and speak in favor of and oppose of. And so it took about a year for us to get this done. So if it's something that you're interested in, I would say definitely talk with your neighbors, have communications with, weigh the pros and cons for it too. You may not get everybody that's on board with it, but it is a little bit of a process and you got to kind of hang in there. And then it took a while. It was approved and it took about at least 2 months for the signs to go up. But the enforcement part, like, yes, we went through all that process, but really the enforcement of it is mediocre at best. And it's not a dig to you, Jessica. It's because the parking enforcement, the parking department can't, they got the whole city of Lynn to do. And it's like, people are going to do what they want to do anyway. The last storm, we still had 2 people still parking on the street, even during the ban, and it makes for a horrible plowing condition, makes for horrible sanding. We had a sheet of ice for almost a week because the trucks can't get down there. So that was mostly our reason. We don't want to keep people off of the street. We don't want to make people's lives miserable. People from the Moss park here, people from the local businesses park here, and we just want to be able to get in and out of our terrace. So that's why we decided to follow that path to get the residential parking. But yeah, get your neighbors involved and communicate with them too. Sometimes it might be as easy as just a conversation with 1 or 2 people. That didn't quite work out that well for us either, but it is definitely a formal process.
Rochelle,
So
thank
let
you
me
so much.
ask you, you said it was Rita's Ways Terrace?
Rita Terrace,
Rita Terrace.
Jackson Street.
Rita Terrace. So I'm just gonna say this, you're correct with the enforcement part of it. I have, from 4 to 12, I have 2 enforcement officers for the whole city of Lynn. From midnight to 8 in the morning, I have 2 different enforcement officers that come in. But what we do, and I'm gonna tell you this, call. Even if it's before a storm, say, listen, I live on Rita Terrace. Can you please make sure that this is checked? Because I have what I call the hut list. And when we get calls or emails about a certain street, I put it on the shift's hut list. And I tell my guys, I want you to hit this street. I'm getting complaints here. Hit it constantly for, off and on every other night. Back away from it and then go back to it. Do that for about a month. I try to operate this hut list like this based on the calls that I get. Again, I've only been here since October. It's something that I'm trying. It's something that I'm trying, but this is what I think is going to help situations like yours.
Okay.
And
Thank
Coco,
you.
I've had calls before the snowstorm that said, listen, when it was a snowstorm and we were all in my office preparing, I was like, Coco has a hut ward. Whatever I want, that's his streets. We're going to get out here and monitor.
Thank you so much.
He sent me a text during the storm while we were out there, and I'm like, hey, get on the street. He said he got a call that nobody's been down his street. I don't mind the communication. It's not a bother. An email, a call, a text, I don't mind. If I don't get the complaint, I think that street's okay. Whatever street's okay. If there's no complaints, it's just like a doctor. If there's no call, everything's good. It's when you get the call, you have to worry. So I don't mind getting the calls because then I know those streets need attention.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so
and
much.
admit not consistent. Like we don't want to call, but when it comes to snow bans and when it comes to, parking bans and it comes to snowstorms, then it's like, it's like the people think that this is a parking garage on this dead end. Like it's a safe place to kind of tuck in off of the main street, but then we're at the very end of it and we have a hard time getting in and out of it. And so it creates for a problem, mostly during the snowstorm. So I promise not to bother you too much, but you probably can expect it right before a storm.
That's okay.
Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you, Jess. Exactly. Been there. I get a lot of calls saying like, you need to do this and do that, but when I start explaining to them the process, they will just hang up the phone. So, but like what I said, we're here if that's something that you want to do moving forward. Okay, so we're 1 minute to go. As always, I promise to end this meeting at exactly 8 o'clock. So if there's no burning question to ask, Jess, do you want to do a last minute plug about your number so people can just call you or email you directly?
Yep, so the phone number is 781-598-1815. The email's jchiappini, CHIAPPINI @linma.gov. That's on the website, right? And you can get to the parking department website right from the homepage of the City of Lynn's webpage.
All right, perfect. Voila. Thank you, everyone. Exactly 8 o'clock. I'm so proud of myself for ending this meeting on time. Enjoy your evening. Jessica, thank you so much.
Coco.
Hurry up, it's gonna be 8:01.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.